This is Barely Forgotten, a Tessa Flint FBI suspense thriller, Book 3, written by Molly Black, read by Caroline. Prologue. It was just after 2 a.m. when Jane pulled her car into her driveway, arriving from her shift at the city hospital. Her scrubs, a once vibrant shade of blue, now bore the pallor of countless hours and the burdens of the lives that had passed through her care. The bungalow that she called home stood waiting in the soft shadows of the suburban street. It wasn't much, but she loved it, especially now, as every muscle within her seemed to beg for the familiar comfort of her bed. As she climbed the porch stairs, Jane massaged the back of her neck, kneading away the knots of tension that had become as much a part of her as the stethoscope that hung around her neck. She took out her keys as she came to the door. The key turned in the lock with a satisfying click, and she pushed the door open with a sigh that carried the weight of exhaustion. Stepping over the threshold, Jane was plunged into darkness so profound it seemed to swallow her whole. The little hallway lamp she had set to a time wasn't on, and the soft blue glow of her microwave clock wasn't penetrating from the end of the hall. Jane's eyes, which had been so adept at discerning the faintest flutter of an eyelid or the subtlest change in a patient's complexion, found no purchase in this impenetrable black. Maybe a power outage, Jane thought to herself. It was inconvenient, sure, but it wasn't going to affect her plans of falling directly into bed and sleeping a solid 8 hours. Still, as she stepped into the dark quiet of her home, she couldn't help but feel that this darkness was alive somehow, almost sentient. As she moved through her small foyer and narrow hall, it seemed to cling to her skin with an intimate chill that made her insides twist uncomfortably. A sense of foreboding crept into her bones, and she could not shake the feeling that something was amiss. Her hand reached instinctively for a wall switch, expecting the comforting snap of light to banish the shadows. But there was nothing, just the continued press of unseen walls, and the sound of her own breathing, too loud in the silence. The absence of light from the hallway lamp was the most unnerving of all. She'd had it set on that timer for over 2 years, and it had always greeted her when she arrived home without fail. "Odd," she whispered, her voice betraying the unease that snaked through her veins. The darkness here held a different quality than the mere absence of light. It was as though it had been conjured, crafted with intention by someone who understood the oppressive power of unyielding night. But such thoughts were folly, born of fatigue and the disquietude of the moment. She was exhausted from pulling a 14-hour shift on her feet and was overthinking things.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?